This is the Nikon D7100. So this is a DSLR camera that Nikon released back in 2013, and you can see this has a pretty bulky big body. This thing is rugged, it's durable, it's weather sealed, but we'll get into that in a minute. So this camera you can pick up used for right around 275 bucks, which is awesome for how great of a camera this is for photography. This thing is an absolute photography workhorse. So for the sensor on this, you're getting a 24 megapixel APS-C size sensor with a 1.5x crop. For the lens mount, you're getting Nikon's F mount, which has been around for a long time. There are a ton of lenses available for this from Nikon as well as third-party brands, but it's not a mirrorless lens mount, so there's not quite as much adaptability and just not quite as big of a selection of lenses available. But the Nikon F mount still has plenty of lenses and pretty much any focal length and budget and just type of lens that you might want to look for. Then if you flip it around back, you're getting a 3.2-inch fixed screen on the back here. It's not a touch screen and it's fixed right in the back, so it's not adjustable, it's not fully articulating. So seeing your screen at really weird, awkward angles is going to be a little bit tricky. And then right up top you have an optical viewfinder, so this isn't a mirrorless camera, it's not an electronic viewfinder, just a fully optical one. Now this camera has a burst rate of up to 6 photos per second, so it's pretty decent, but obviously nothing extraordinary. And then you're getting an ISO range between 100 and 6400, but it's expandable up to 25,600 in the high mode. And so I'll go ahead and show you what the photos look like throughout the whole ISO range, just so you can see what the noise and grain looks like. Alright, then the D7100 also doesn't have any form of stabilization built into it, so you're probably going to want either a lens that has stabilization or just really keep in mind that there's no stabilization in this camera. However, it is weather sealed, so this has pretty decent weather sealing. Of course, it has really great covers over all the ports and everything like that. Now you do need to pair that with a weather sealed lens, but if you have that, you can take this out in some pretty rugged environments and it's gonna perform great for you. Also, speaking of the professionally built body, you have 2 SD card slots in this camera, so you can of course just have one as a backup for if your first one runs out, or you can record simultaneously to both of these SD cards just in case one of them malfunctions or something. You know, especially for professionals, having 2 SD card slots is really, really nice. And then lastly, for the weight of this, like I said, it's a pretty bulky camera. This comes in at 765 grams for just the body of this camera. So a lot bulkier, but also a lot better built than something like a mirrorless, you know, Sony NEX7. So definitely a personal preference choice if you prefer portability or if you prefer a big, bulky, rugged camera. Alright, now let's get into some of the standout features as well as some of the limitations of the D7100. Alright, one of the biggest standout features of this is its awesome high-resolution 24 megapixel sensor. 24 megapixels is pretty substantial on a camera of this age and at this price point, and you get some awesome looking photos out of this. These are very, very sharp photos and you can crop in pretty substantially and still have awesome image quality. And actually, even to push that a step further, this camera doesn't have an OLPF, or an optical low pass filter. It allows this camera to take even sharper and more detailed images than cameras that do have that filter. Another reason why, for photography at least, this is an absolute beast of a camera. Now, of course, you're also getting this really heavy-duty, weather-sealed, rugged body. It has so many buttons and dials, customizability. Like I said, it's weather-sealed, which is pretty substantial as well, especially at this price point. You're getting those dual card slots, which is amazing as well. Like, you're getting all the bells and whistles of a professional camera body, which really makes this thing just an absolute workhorse for photography. But I do still have a few limitations to mention with this, even if they are slightly personal preference oriented. The first one being kind of one of the standout features as well. This is a big, heavy, rugged body. You know, if that's not what you're looking for and you'd rather have a small little portable camera like the Sony NEX7, I could definitely see the substantial size and weight of this being a downside for some people. Also, one of the big limitations of this is going to be its fixed screen on the back here. It's not touchscreen, it's not articulating or tilting in any way. So all you're getting is this fixed screen on the back of the camera here, along with your optical viewfinder. And then lastly, the video quality out of the D7100 is definitely just okay. But it's usable video quality if you want to get some video clips with it. But I would definitely not purchase this camera specifically for recording video. Even though it does have a microphone input and headphone output, you can get decent video quality out of this, but I would think of this more as just a strictly photography camera.